10 seconds. That's all it takes. 10 seconds without gravity, and the entire world falls apart. Not falls, floats, flies, shatters. We're not talking about a disaster movie. We're not talking about science fiction. This is real physics, and the numbers are terrifying. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at the ground beneath your feet the same way again. Right now, gravity is pressing every single atom of your body into your chair, into the floor, into the earth. It's invisible. You can't feel it, but remove it and everything you know collapses instantly. Gravity isn't just what keeps your coffee in your mug. It keeps the atmosphere on the planet. It keeps the oceans on the surface. It keeps you from flying off into space at 1,000 miles per hour. Because here's the thing most people don't think about. Earth is spinning right now. You are spinning. At the equator, you're moving at over 1,000 miles per hour sideways. Gravity is literally the only thing stopping you from being flung off like a wet dog shaking itself dry. So what happens when that invisible force just stops? And the first thing that happens is silence. You don't feel it right away. Your brain hasn't caught up. But your body already knows something is wrong. Your feet feel light, too light, like standing on a trampoline when the springs suddenly vanish. Every person on Earth who's standing starts to rise. Every car on a road starts to float. Every airplane in the sky immediately loses its lift physics and just drifts. Every ocean on the planet, the top layer starts peeling upward like a lid being lifted off a pot. Animals, people, objects, anything not bolted down, goes up. Loose debris in cities, gravel, glass, buses. The air itself begins to thin as the atmosphere starts drifting outward. Not fast, not yet, but it starts, right now, second one. This is when humans realize something is catastrophically wrong. You're floating. You instinctively grab something, a table, a railing, a tree branch, and you hold on for your life. But not everyone can. Babies, elderly people, anyone caught off balance, they just go up. Outside, it gets worse fast. Cars on highways are now 10, 15, 20 feet in the air. Semi-trucks, school buses, motorcycles, all floating. Water from pools, rivers, and lakes rises in beautiful, terrifying columns. The Earth itself doesn't move. The crust is held together by its own mass and chemical bonds, not just gravity, but loose soil, dirt, anything on the surface. It rises. The entire surface of Earth becomes an upward blizzard of dust, debris, water, and life. The atmosphere, the thin shell of air around Earth that keeps you alive every second of your life. It's held in place by gravity. When gravity switches off, the atmosphere doesn't vanish immediately. Air molecules have their own pressure pushing outward, but without gravity pulling them back in, they start to expand. Slowly at first, then faster. By second 3 or 4, the air pressure around you has already dropped slightly. Not enough to notice immediately, but enough. People in high altitude areas, mountaintops, aircraft, they feel it first. The air just gets thinner, faster. Anyone already in a pressurized aircraft is fine for now. The plane holds the air in, but anyone outside, a hiker, a parachutist, their lungs work harder with every breath. Our atmosphere isn't just air. It's a shield against solar radiation, against cosmic rays. The second it starts drifting upward and spreading thin, Earth loses its armor. Not permanently, not in 10 seconds, but the vulnerability opens like a crack in a helmet. We'll come back to the long-term damage, because it's worse than you think. Half of Earth is in daylight right now. Half is in darkness. On the daylight side of Earth, people can see what's happening. The sky is filling with debris, with water, with dust clouds. It looks like the most beautiful catastrophe ever witnessed. Oceans literally lifting, Rivers turning into floating rivers in the sky. Entire cloud layers pushed even higher. On the dark side of Earth, though, it's absolute chaos. You can't see anything. People just feel themselves rising in the pitch dark. No reference point, no up, no down. Pure disorientation. Panic. If gravity switched off for only 10 seconds, the oceans would rise approximately 300 feet off the surface. 300 feet. That's 30 stories of ocean water suspended in midair above your head. And here's what happens when gravity comes back. All of it comes back down. If you grab something in time, a building support, a heavy fence, a tree root, you're still here. You're floating at an angle, both hands locked on. Your knuckles are white. Your whole body is parallel to the ground. That includes topsoil, crops, roads not properly set, lightweight construction. In developing areas with lighter construction, entire rooftops gone. In coastal cities, that 300 feet of ocean water is now a wall above the skyline, just sitting there, waiting. Birds, billions of birds worldwide just launched. With no gravity, their wings work differently. They spin, they spiral, they can't control their flight because birds evolved to fly with gravity, not without it. In 9 seconds, the skies of Earth become a worldwide storm of panicked birds. Insects too, billions of them, released from every surface, every crack, every tree. The sky full with everything. And this is the moment everything gets catastrophic. Not the floating, not the rising, the return. Because everything that went up now comes down, all at once, at 9.8 meters per second squared. The roar of trillions of tons of ocean water slamming back into the planet's surface. Scientists estimate the impact waves would be 500, 600, maybe 700 feet high. Not tsunamis, not waves, walls of water. New York, London, Tokyo, Mumbai, Sydney, Shanghai, gone. Not flooded, erased. Cars, trucks, planes that were in the air, they were floating at different heights. Now they fall from different heights. A 747 that had drifted 2,000 feet up, it falls 2,000 feet straight down. No runway, no control, just impact. Rocks, glass, metal, soil, animals, vehicles, all of it raining down at terminal velocity. The ground shakes, not from an earthquake, from everything landing back at once. Seismologists say the shockwave from ocean water returning would register as a magnitude 9 or higher earthquake globally. Not in one place, everywhere. The tectonic plates, which barely moved during the 10 seconds, now absorb a planet-wide impact shock. The pressure release and return cycle is exactly what triggers volcanic activity. The ring of fire doesn't just activate, it detonates. The atmosphere, which had started spreading out, now rushes back towards the surface. The compression creates a global windstorm as the air collapses inward. Hurricane-force winds? Everywhere. At once. For hours. Because physics doesn't care that it was only 10 seconds. It cares about the energy. This is the part where we have to be honest. Anyone who was outside, not holding something solid, they went up and came back down. From hundreds of feet onto concrete or water impact or debris impact. The survivors are the ones who grabbed something, who were indoors on lower floors, who were underground. Billions survive because most people are inside most of the time. But hundreds of millions do not. In the single most deadly 10-second event in human history. The ocean disruption doesn't stop when the water lands. Ocean currents, the planet's climate system, are destroyed. The Gulf Stream? Gone. The currents that keep Europe warm, disrupted for decades. The food chain in the oceans, The plankton, the coral, the fish populations. The impact pressure alone kills them all in the impact zones. Global food supply collapses within months, not just from ocean loss. Every piece of topsoil on the surface of Earth went up, then came down at terminal velocity. What do you think happened to the crops? Every farm on Earth, every field, destroyed. The volcanoes now spew ash into the upper atmosphere, blocking sunlight. For years, it's called the volcanic winter, and with enough eruptions happening at once, the temperature drops, globally, immediately. We're talking about a civilization-ending chain reaction from 10 seconds. Scientists don't fully understand what generates gravity. We know it behaves, we know its effects, we can measure it, but we cannot fully explain why